Hey YouTube, long time no see. I know it's been about 2 months since I released my last video, and I kind of missed you guys. I wanted to make videos for you. To be honest, I've gotten a little lazy. So with the new year coming up, I decided to make a resolution to make YouTube videos for all of you. So from now on, I'm going to be making one video per week, and we'll just see how long that goes. And if you guys like the videos, I might make more. But hopefully that's a schedule that I can reliably sustain. So yeah, one video per week, every week starting this week, and I'll probably release the videos on Tuesdays, I'm thinking. That seems to be a good day for me. So yeah, enjoy the videos, keep on giving me feedback, tell me what you like, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace. This is a demo from the Team Fortress TV Zowie Invitational. We have Team IT, which is the #1 seeded team in North America, versus Classic Mixup, the #2 seeded team in North America. IT are on a winning streak. They haven't dropped a map since LAN of Season 14. They lost 5-0 to Classic Mixup on Snakewater in the Grand Finals on Sunday, and that's the last time I saw them lose in a match to Classic Mixup or to any team. So they've been undefeated for basically 2 seasons except for that one match. And yeah, so this is another map. So the Zowie Invitational Season 15, pretty dominant, very good on Coal Plant, and that's why I'm going to be watching Indust. I've been playing a lot of Medic on stream recently, and with playoffs coming up, I want to make sure that I'm watching what the other medics are doing, keeping tabs. So we're going to look at all 3 maps from the Grand Finals of the Zowie Invitational. This is the first map, Coal Plant, and next 2 maps we'll probably take a look at Harblu, the Classic Mix and Medic. But for this match, we'll be watching Indust only and get some insights into his medic play. So without further ado, here we go. North America, we play first to 4 points, 3 minutes on the clock, so whoever gets 3 minutes to count down to 0 wins. And I am using a plugin to see the players through the walls, and I can put a link to that in the description later on. Anyways, you do see Indust playing in the main. Lancey gets the first pick off, so Indust just needs to stay alive, keep his teammates healed here, and try and work that man advantage. You see a lot of lit players for Classic Mix-Up, all of them in the red. And that's going to allow Indust and his team to push forward here. You can see he's healing the people in front. That's one of the hardest parts about King of the Hill for medics. Up-and-coming medics, new medics, old medics, everyone alike is trying to keep everyone healed and buffed up on King of the Hill. King of the Hill is one of those maps that is map styles is very DM heavy, a lot of team fights, constant fighting. Everyone's always hurt. You can see right now on the right side of my screen, blue means that you have a buff, and hardly anyone has a buff right now. In fact, no one has a buff right now, and you can really only choose 1 to 2 people that you're gonna sustainably heal as a medic. And that's why, you know, only maybe 2 or 3 players are gonna get buffs. If there's really a lull in the action, maybe everyone might get a buff, or if everyone died and you're getting healed up to go for a push or a defense, then people might have buffs. But other than that, it's gonna be minimal. You see Indust down 2 players, even Ubers. They're gonna get the point here, but they're up 50 seconds. One of the things you're watching Indust do here that he's doing pretty well for the most part, except for that one little hiccup right there, is keeping himself with other people at all times. You want to never drop the heal beam. You need to be constantly building, and the way that you ensure that happens is by keeping yourself within 2 people as much as you can. You can see he's usually with 2 people. A medic can sustainably keep 2 people up pretty reliably. See, even Ubers are trying to go for a push here. They don't have the point. Banny gets a pick onto Seagull, and that's going to trigger the push. Oh, nice play there by the scout. I think that was either Squid or Enigma. Came in, forced the Uber from Indust. That's going to be pretty bad for IT. Harblu popping his Uber second. You see, yeah, I think the Squid hiding behind there, getting pressure onto Indust, down to 3 health. Squid's going to take him out. Really nicely played there. Indust, a little bit of a misplay by IT. You know, they were going for this Uber push back in. Banny got the opening pick, but no one was really playing with Indust there. He got forced. They didn't really do much with that Uber, and Harblu with the better Uber able to keep the point defended. But IT turning some good frags here, even numbers for either team for the most part. You see Indust running the crossbow, and he's just getting people healed up now to recapture the point. They're down. Mixup played that really well. They actually gained about 30 seconds of time here. R is going to get 2 frags. He's the roamer for IT. And seeing now here that Hardblue was able to make it alive. So even though they give up the point, they make it out. Hardblue's going to have that 40% advantage. And for Indust, his job here is to build up this Uber. He knows that push is coming in from Hardblue and his team any moment now because they're so close to getting Uber. In fact, Hardblue has the Uber now. Indust only at 60%. So he just needs to build up. Oh, great pick there onto Enigma by Lansky on the top right side. Lansky, the pocket soldier, his job is to keep Indust alive and well. And you see Indust backing up here. He's scared of that Uber. But now that the Uber's off, he's going to be able to push back in there. And he has 80% now. Getting close to this Uber. And as a result, Mixup had to back off of that. And now they have Uber. They don't want to use it right now. So what their plan is, when they have the point, is to stall as long as they can. So you see them play on the point because they need to take up a lot of space. And you see a little bit of misplay there. This Uber is not going to do as much as they want it to. They should have just backed off, kited this, and used this to get more time. But good frags coming in, though. That's pretty decent. You see Squid comes in, takes on Indust, though. A good little sacrifice by Squid. That's going to give Hardblue Uber advantage. But like I was saying, there's a couple ways you could play that. You could either take the Uber into them when they're close to you and turn frags and buy time, or because you had that 80% advantage, you could just back off and, you know, let the time run out. They're going to have to push the point there. You have the Uber advantage. You can just come back in. You're on defense and just wipe them all that way. But yeah, that they had to Uber on the point with Lansky, and then they brought all the other players in a little bit late. They turned the frags eventually, but Indus goes down. So that's the price you pay for being aggressive. So much time has been bought off the clock there. It actually ended up being a really good play by IT, holding that off. And so Hardblue has Uber here. Indus 60%, so he's about 20 seconds away from getting it. You can see with that man advantage, they should actually begin pushing, maybe try and get a force onto Hardblue. Seagull only spawning now. You can see Zalox on the top right side spamming there with the cannonballs. Lansky trying to take the high ground. I like the way Indus is playing this. He just walks in the left. Hardblue uses first. Indus second. He's flashing in scout demo. Soldier behind. Great flashing there from Indus. And you can flash that much because he pops second. He has the better Uber. Bomb comes in onto him. A little bit unfortunate. But, you know, they get enough frags here. Uh-oh. Yeah, it's only Enigma alive. Really well played by IT. I'm not so sure it was like Indus had the best Uber in the world as it was IT just doing a really great job with the frags. I think they could have done a better job of keeping Indust alive there, but there's so much going on. There was a soldier behind them in lobby. Another soldier came out the top right, or maybe the same soldier came out the top right and bombed onto him. I feel that they could have kept him alive. I'm not even sure it's going to matter now. 15 seconds on the clock, and Hardblue and his team are going to have to do this off Uber 6-on-5. See Indust. Ooh, nice little surf move to get up on top right. That was pro. That was really fucking sick. Crossbow is not so good at defending yourself when you're playing medic, so. But Ashfield does have these long sight lines that does favor the crossbow if you can hit a target from long range. Kritzkrieg here. The reason he's switching over to Kritzkrieg is because there's not enough time to get an Uber. It takes 40 seconds to get an Uber, and there's only 40 seconds on the clock for blue team. So Indus is not going to get that Uber in time, but if he goes Kritzkrieg takes 32 seconds to build up. So he would have enough time to get it there. Now, of course, you could just get some time on the point and get some overtime, but, you know, with the crits, you have a much higher chance of getting it here. I'm not even sure he's going to get it in time. Now, he hasn't been building very well. Soldier bombs in on him. He's going to go down. Good frags coming in from IT. I'm going to click around and try and find some people and show you guys the action. Looks like they're getting a lot of frags here on point with the respawns. And that's going to be IT's round. So, 1-0 IT. I was watching the lower divisions playing, and Coal Plant is the new map this season, Season 15. A lot of teams were rotating up top right, including my team, but the invite teams, they just go as fast as they can out to Shutter, and then try and take height on the top right crate. So you see Indus going to buff up his soldiers, then put it on the demo. Zalox's job is to lock out that Shutter door. You see he's putting so much damage there on the Platinum down to just 5 health. Meanwhile, Indus is trying to put heals onto his scout soldiers. Wow, so many frags coming in for IT. That's pretty incredible there. And again, they're not worried about capturing the point, they're just worried about turning frags. Once they turn the frags, they need to make sure that Indust doesn't get bombed or suicided on by Squid and Enigma, the only two surviving players of Mixup, and then they get this capture point down. Now they can move up with the heals. You can see they have a heal advantage because Harblue's only respawning now. They could push up with this, but looks like they're going to play safe on this left side. The nice part about playing left, you can see here both soldiers for IT on the top left are going to be able to spam down that long sight line down the deep left side into the left side alleyway. And his only job here is to make sure that he doesn't use Uber for no reason. He just needs to chill back. You know, a lot of things can happen here. Like we could see a suicide from classic Mixup, and that's kind of what we're seeing here now. Yeah, a lot of frags for IT because they're killing these suiciding players. You see more players from Mixup if you look through the walls, or we're trying to push into lobby. But Lansky's doing a great job of making space. Indust just chilling with that shutter door, and that shutter door is so great for medic because you can use it to open and close it to deny damage, or you know, just get in closer to the point. It's a little bit weird here. I'm seeing that Indust isn't really healing a ton of people. IT is pretty spread out. I think they were chasing down some players on the right side of the map, and then they came down left. Now you can see that pop, and I guess that from that first round, I called it as a mistake, like an Uber that wasn't doing very much, but that's the second time that we've seen that move where Indust pops Lansky top left to try and chase frags, and again, not turning that well for them. So maybe it is a mistake after all. It's clearly something they've done twice now. So it's not an accident that they're popping right there. But you can see, I mean, I think he popped pocket demo top left, and I didn't see the frags turning there, and then it puts Indust in a very vulnerable position when the Uber comes off. So a little bit unfortunate there. His whole team wipes, and now Mixup gonna capture the point back. So luckily for them, IT, you know, has a minute and a half advantage on the point. Ooh, little surf down to 1 health. Goes down. Bit unfortunate. I think he was, you know, buffing up his players to try and take over that right side platform, and Seagull with a huge bomb. Seagull's such a talented soldier. He's gonna be scary on LAN. I think classic Mixup are the better team on LAN. Or, you know, IT, well, it's tough to say, but at least I think Mixup are considered to be stronger players on LAN than they are online, whereas IT might be considered stronger players online than they are on LAN. See Indust playing the point. A lot of pressure coming in from IT top left. And with that frag turn on defense, whenever you have the point, or whenever you have this much point presence at least, you're on quote-unquote defense. So you have respawn disadvantage, but you have you have positional advantage. So if you turn a frag that way, it's very difficult for the team on offense, classic Mixup, to try and push in 5-on-6. So if you turn that frag like that, Indust knows he's safe, he's not going to have to use that Uber. But now that it's 6-on-6 again, it favors the offensive team with the respawn advantage. So that's going to be classic Mixup coming in there, and wow, Harblu used that Uber so late. Indust, though, milking it. Wow, very well played. Flashing in a bunch of his teammates here to try and do something with the rest of this Uber. Not really finding much. Actually, there's a couple Mixup players behind. Indust staying out of trouble. He didn't take a tick of damage there. Really well done. Trying to come back in Shutter, and Platinum's trying to lock them out, but you see Indust makes his way back in. Really interesting, when you see team fights typically on a 5 CP map, the medic would be running forward trying to heal the person in front. But you can see Indust he's not worried about healing the person in front. It's all about that cap time, it's all about keeping your medic alive on King of the Hill. You can see him just playing very conservatively. Soldier bombs in on the top right side, he's gonna have to back right off. Chimpy, I don't know what teams those are. Anyways, even Uber now. Shrugger takes down Banny. Or sorry, Shrugger takes down Platinum. Banny goes down. Zaylock's going. A lot of players going down for IT. Oh man. See, Indust is trying to surf the hit scan. And I'm hoping I'm giving you guys some insight. I know there's all levels of players watching, and hoping that I can provide you guys with some insight that is valuable to you. The tough part, if you're in Indust shoes, is you want to heal the guys in front who are taking the damage in the team fight, but also you gotta be worried about people bombing you from all different angles. Like, oh my gosh, right there, great play by, I believe that was Squid. No, that was Enigma coming behind and taking down Indust. It's so dangerous, and especially on a map like this that's so good for scouts, so many different angles to come through. And if you play Shutter, you can get flanked from 3 different ways, whereas if you go left or if you go hard right, you can only get flanked from 2 different directions. See him on the point. Yeah, again, it's a tough balance between delivering heals to your players and taking damage yourself, and he can't afford to take too much damage, otherwise he's bombable. You can see underneath 100 health here, he's in one-shot range. Oh no, he tries to sneak out Shutter and goes down. That's unfortunate. He came out the point to try and heal his teammates, and his teammates were backing up Shutter. He tried to join them because you, as a medic, you want to be backing out with your team for 2 reasons. 1, you don't want to be dropping the beam. You want to be building Uber at all times, and 2, they're providing you with safety. And unfortunately, he just was caught out of position, walked into stickies. 10 seconds on the clock. They have to go right now and get some overtime triggered. You can see them on the point. Lansky goes down early. This is looking good for Mixup to come back in. The crits creek in for Mixup. Wow, looking very, very bad for IT now. But can they turn the frags? This is so close. TLR and Enigma versus Zalox. They take down Zalox. Indust with the saw out. Mixup looking good here. Hardblue and Enigma versus the world. Bomber comes in, and yeah, Mixup taking this round. Very well done. Hey, David. Yeah, you're right, Testify. Playing against Classic Mixup would be very difficult. There's so many people hitting all their shots. It's a very intimidating lineup to go up against. You can see there, I mean, it doesn't take very much at this level of play for you to get caught out. IT, very strong mid. Indust, very concerned about his life. You can see there's a lot of players from IT on the far side of the map, on the Mixup side of the map, and Indust is like playing in his Shutter, just making sure that he stays alive. That's his only goal. I'm gonna fast forward a bit here through this pause. Like I said, typically when you're watching a 5CP match, you're seeing, you know, keep all the threats in front of you. It's really important that you clear your side and then move over to their side and keep everything in front to keep your medic alive, and that way the heals are delivered in the proper order. But right now it's this weird melee free-for-all. You got half the team on one side, there's players falling through the cracks, and if you're Indust, you really got to be careful about, you know, where things are coming from. The nice part about sitting Shutter is that if something decides to either has to come from the front, which you can just close the Shutter door and deny the damage, or it has to come around you, and by then you've already seen it, and it takes so long to go around that you're going to see it way ahead of time. This pause is way too long. I remember watching this live, and I can't remember a pause being this long, but maybe the casters were just doing a really good job of distracting me. So the way that this tournament works is that the upper bracket team got to decide the first and third maps, and Classic Mixup got to pick the second map. That was the upper bracket advantage, and IT picked Coal Plant. They knew that they were doing well. That's the map the first map of the season that they beat Mixup on. So you can see they're confident with that. Anyways, we're gonna resume. So the HUD's gonna be a little messed up, and the healing's gonna look a little bit weird. But you can see Indust is alive. Hardblue only respawning now, and so Indust is gonna have a huge Uber advantage. So this is gonna take up a lot of time. Every time your medic dies the King of the Hill, you know, you gotta, unless both medics don't have Uber, you're looking at a lot of time off the clock there. 40 seconds to build that Uber, and that's, you know, a lot of time off. So you can see Mixup going for a sacrifice plays to try and force Indust. He's safely tucked away in this corner. Mixup doing a decent job of turning frags as well. That's going to force Lansky and Shrugger to the point. You can see them now getting closer. They don't want to let Mixup get this for free, but they don't want to Uber right away. Oh, now they just pop it here because Lansky wanted to go in. He does pick off Hardblue. That's a good frag there. Indust in a very vulnerable position here, trying to heal a scout. Soldier's going to get on him, and yeah, just a little bit overextended. He had a decent play there. All he had to do was take down Hardblue, back off, and keep himself alive. He would have had Uber advantage, so even if they lost the point, they could just come back in and retake it. But a little bit unfortunate there for them, so I'm going to refresh my HUD to make sure the HUD's all borked. And Classic Mixup going to take this mid back. So you can see on the timers at the bottom, IT have a 1 minute advantage. Mixup doing a great job of denying that right side alley like we talked about before. That's what Indust died to last time when Seagull bombed through. So Indust is playing pretty carefully. He actually doesn't even want to go that way. He's going to push through the coal, and I like that decision. It's harder to get bombed here because it's covered, whereas the right side is completely open. You can get bombed from the high ground by a soldier. You see Indust, again, his players are really far up, and Indust is being very careful at moving forward. He's willing to drop the beam in order to ensure that his own safety. See Demo Man bombing in. It's another soldier coming in as well, and Indust is so far away that soldier doesn't want to go for him. So I like the decision by Indust to play far away like this, making sure that he's not the target of the bomb. I mean, ideally, Mixup would want to bomb Indust, but if Indust is so far away, they can't do anything about it. And wow, Bandy turning a frag onto Platinum. So Indust just needs to stay alive here, and he's going to have a 75% Uber advantage over Harblu, who just used his Uber. Frags coming in the way of IT, and now they're just going to repush. They might not even need to use here because they have such a large number advantage. I'm going to refresh my HUD so you guys can see. The 80% Uber advantage for Indust. They cap the point back, and you can see Indust on this left side. And that's a pattern that we've been noticing from the last, I think, 2.5 rounds. When they have the point, IT does not hold the top right side, they hold the top left side. It gives them a better angle over that left. And also, if you notice the shack on the left side of the map actually favors the left side team. Like the red team here, because the slant of it is facing you, so that way the soldiers can't use it for splash as easily. Splash damage. Uber comes in to save Zalox. Again, the HUD's gonna be messed up here until the amount of pause time comes back. So you can see IT turning frags though with that Uber. This is really well done. Meanwhile, the clock is still ticking, right? They have a 1:40 advantage over Classic Mixup, and Classic Mixup need to make something happen right now or they're gonna lose the round. This is a very, very good defense by IT. Indust, all he needs to do is stay alive here. They just need to force the Uber, he needs to stay alive. They force the Uber, Indust is just backing. What are you doing? No! Look, oh, nice surf, but Jesus. That was a mistake. All he had to do was force the Uber back out and he would have 50% Uber advantage. Instead, he overstays his welcome trying to heal his teammates, and he gets caught out by that Uber. So, mostly good play by Indust there, a little bit of a mistake by the end. Pretty well. Oh my gosh, Shrugger with the 3K. Banny coming in, getting frags as well. Again, Indust, he has an Uber disadvantage, but he just needs to stay alive here, get the point back. Nice job. Mostly good play by Indust. One little slip up. They had such a good defense though. I mean, you should only be able to hold the point for a minute or so. That Uber from Mixup should be coming back in to take the point back, but the IT's just playing this so well. They have such great presence, and the mid fights have been very good for them as well here. You see, what is this air shot business? It's unfortunate for Indust because he only has one heal target, it's Zalox. He's just trained on Zalox until other people join him. Soldier bombs in, great surf! One of the things that I do when I'm surfing rockets is that as soon as I hit the rocket, I do a 180 and try and surf it away, but I noticed that Indust, he's so good at surfing, he can backwards air strafe. Like, he looks at the person who's shooting at him so he can dodge the next rocket. Pretty impressive.
We have captured the control point. Alert. The control point is being captured.
Yeah, you can see Indust isn't really joined up with his teammates yet. They're all coming over now finally for buffs. So you can see 4 people with the combo, 5 people with the combo, and then RR on it by himself on the flank left side. Scout sneaks in behind there too, so they gotta be worried by him. Meanwhile, RR is coming back in, so Shrugger's gonna come over to clean up that scout behind. Meanwhile, Indust has Uber advantage over Harblu, who just died, so he just needs to focus on staying alive. Again, Mixup are pushing through, they're trying to take down frags to buy more time off the clock, and they're also looking around for Indust. So Indust knows this, he's down so many players, he just needs to back off, get this Uber here. That was a great sacrifice play by IT, and now they're gonna come back in with Uber advantage. So here they are, 70% on the top right side, to buff up all their players, and then come back in strong on this push without losing too many people so they can cap the point. He's just gonna be very careful about this, and this is different from, again, this pushing retake is different from the holding. When they're holding, they hold left side. When they push right side, and he comes over this right side like balcony thing to keep high ground as long as he can. And he turns the frag on Seagull. This should be an easy retake for IT. Mixup don't even have an Uber yet. And Indust is playing safe. He doesn't want to use this Uber if he can help it. So no matter how far up his teammates are pushed, look how far up Sugar is on that shutter door. Indust is going to stay back. Does not want to get forced here. They have such a large number advantage. This should be an easy recap. You see, he's not even capping the point. He just wants to make sure that he doesn't take any damage at all, that he's just playing safe. He can't afford to use this Uber until Hardblue uses his. You're on defense. And now, like any 5CP map, you want the other team to use their Uber first. You see, Hardblue uses it first, and now Lancey's going to come back in with the better Uber, and then he's going to be able to turn frags this way. RR goes down, but it doesn't even matter now. He's flashing all of his teammates in. Scouts, soldiers, demo. Everyone's coming in to try and turn frags. Lancey unfortunately goes down on the low ground. Scout behind onto Indust. This is trouble now. Indust needs to stay alive. Soldiers in on him as well. He's doing a great job. Great positioning from Indust staying alive here. So well done by him. Keeping the dream alive. Hardblue, unfortunately, has been charging this entire time. Indust dropped the beam a bit trying to stay alive, but it doesn't even matter. As long as he's staying alive, he's delivering heals and buying time off the clock now. IT takes the lead on the timers at the bottom of the screen. Again, same thing, rinse and repeat. Force the Uber first, then back off. Actually, Hardblue goes down, so Indust, all he cares about now is staying alive. He doesn't, I mean, he cares about his teammates, but he just needs to focus on staying alive. His teammates are stalling time. If they die, it's not a big deal at all, because when Classic Mixup takes the point back, IT will have respawn advantage, so it doesn't even matter that they take the point back. They're going to stall it as long as they can, but the main focus is keeping Indust alive here. You can see him just backing off, letting Mixup cap the point for free, and Indust is just searching for teammates. He's getting this Uber here, and they're going to take it back in top right side. Again, when they take the point back, they come in top right. When they hold the point, they hold left side. Uber now, 70% advantage over Hardblue. Should be an easy retake. Soldier on the right side, Lansky taking a lot of damage. And it's going to force that Uber that way. Again, with Uber advantage, you're flashing tons of teammates in here. He's flashing Shrugger, or sorry, that's Banny. He's flashing in Lansky. He's trying to get teammates into the fight with health. Unfortunately, Mixup are doing a great job turning frags. Hardblue goes down to the Lansky bomb. Wow, nicely done there by Lansky. So Indust, again, same thing. When the enemy medic goes down, your only concern is staying alive. It doesn't even matter. He's not even trying to cap the point. His only concern is staying alive. That's a great dodge move there on TLR. You can see that, again, he's looking at TLR when he's dodging. It's so well done by Indust. Backwards air strafing. That's something that I gotta work on. This is next level rocket surfing. Next level movement. So Indust, again, they're holding the point, so they're holding the left side here. You see Zalox playing far back, trying not to take damage. The heals are mostly going to scout soldiers, and then when the scout soldiers go for these bombs, these suicide plays, Indust is just left with Zalox. He doesn't even care. These are suicide plays, so he's not chasing his soldier scouts. He's letting them go out of range. Just a little bit unfortunate there. He needed to back out and not get his Uber forced. You see how bad this Uber is. You typically want to use the Uber for an offensive push to turn frags, or you want to use the Uber to block the point and buy more time. Instead, what happened there is TLR did a great job of forcing the Uber of Indust in the lobby. The TLR is Seagull, one of the soldiers. Classic Mason did a great job forcing that Uber and making that Uber from IT really, really bad. When you Uber a demo, Demo Man is the weakest Uber in the game, and there was no one else to come in and finish off that soldier. So just a really good job by Mixup there. Now Indust focusing on staying alive because Hardblue is going down again and again. Wow. Soldier bomb in onto Indust. He didn't see it come in. I saw it off the top left of my screen. Seagull came in, bombed off that top left shack. Indust, I guess he just didn't see it and didn't go for the surf. A little bit unfortunate there. If he stayed alive, they would have definitely won the round. Now this is a chance for Mixup to come back in with the heals and try and contest this. So Indust switching over to Crits Creek. Again, less than 40 seconds. Switch to Crits Creek.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Up your players. It doesn't even matter that they don't have the point here. They're going to sacrifice some players in because they know Mixup is desperate to get time on the point. But they don't have to win the point here. Their scouts are so strong, and Zalox did a great job putting damage there as well. They didn't have to win. Let me just pause real quick so I can talk about that. The reason they didn't have to win the point is because even if Mixup caps that back, they still had 23 seconds at the capture point. So, you know, when you're trying to defend the point, yeah, if you can turn frags, that's nice, but Indust has to stay alive. If he dies there, then he lets Mixup back into the game. But if he stays alive, it doesn't even matter that his teammates dies, because when Classic Mixup take the point back, they're going to give IT respawn advantage. Respawn advantage in King of the Hill is very, very significant. If you're on defense and you have control of the point, you have a respawn disadvantage. So your respawn is going to be 15 up to 20 seconds. If you're on respawn advantage, your respawn is going to be as low as 5 seconds up until, you know, 10, 12 seconds at most. So it's a real big advantage because you can get more teammates into the fight faster, and that's going to give you number advantage for the fight. And when you're looking on the right side of your screen at the number advantage, it can be deceiving. The number advantage, you might say, oh, well, it looks like there's 6 alive here and it looks like there's 4 alive there, so it's a number advantage. But that's not really what matters. It can be false, it can be misleading, because the number advantage has to do with just the number of players that are fighting each other at that exact moment. So if 2 of your players are respawning and they're late to the fight, you don't count those numbers. So it could be a 4-on-4 even though the tab looks like it's 6-on-4. So let's go check out this next round. I believe the score is 3-1, IT in the lead. Okay. You can see some of the IT players are going to go top left, so Indus rotating over there. He's trying to find people to put heals on, but he's not going to put himself in danger. It's really hard for the medic to hit people, to heal people on top of the crates as well.
Control point enabled.
Nice little arrow there. Yeah, he's using that arrow to gain a little bit of distance on his heals. I mean, even if he misses it, it's not a big deal. Ideally, you'd want to be healing that scout, but he doesn't want to. He doesn't want the mix-up scouts to even think about targeting him. He's just playing so far back. Again, IT Soldier's doing a great job controlling the high ground on the left side, making it difficult for Classic Mixup to get in. That's going to do 2 things. It's going to make it difficult for Mixup to get presence on the point, and it also makes it difficult for them to bomb Indus without the soldiers knowing. Indus is playing, you know, really far back, and you see Lansky, great air shot on a TLR, denying that. Oh wow, great serve here, grabbing the health pack. I like the way Indus is playing that. Let me pause real quick just to talk about it. When Seagull bombs in, he needs to hit 2 direct rockets essentially to kill the medic, right? Because if you hit a direct rocket, it can do up to 100 damage. If you're hitting a splash rocket that's close to the medic, you might hit like 70, 80. So you need to hit 2 of those rockets to get the 150 damage. If Indust gets a health pack, that adds another rocket to the count that he needs to use. He needs to use 3 rockets, and the soldier only has 4 rockets loaded, plus he was rocket jumping, so that could be all 4 rockets there. So Seagull has to hit all of his shots to even think about forcing Indust. And if Indust surfs well enough, he doesn't need to use Uber. He's not worried about it at all. So just really well played by Indus, not in any danger of getting forced when he's playing that top left side. I really like what I'm seeing there. So Classic Mixup wipe trying to do a suicide play, and Harblue really not good by him. I mean, you can't be dying when your team is doing suicide plays because that negates the purpose of the suicide play. You see now it's going to give Indust and his team another 40 seconds to buy off the clock. They already have a 1-minute lead in this round. They're just looking so strong. Another great surf by Indust. Soldier in on him, and again, see, it's so difficult for Seagull to force that Uber. He just has to hit really crisp rockets, and even when he's hitting his rockets on point, Indust still has half his health left. Not even worried about popping this Uber. TLR in for the fill. Oh my gosh, Indust is so good. Shotgun out though. That's what's going to actually do it in for him. It doesn't even matter that he uses the Uber here. I mean, it does matter, but since he didn't use the Uber, not a big deal. You know, they're still going to buy another 20 seconds of the clock, and IT are so far ahead, 20%, or what, almost 2 minutes of time advantage. They have such a large lead on this map. So now they're only thinking about forcing Harblue and getting Indust out alive. RR goes for the sacrifice play, Lansky sacrificing as well. Looks like Zalox is going for a sack, and Trugger. So that's a 4-man suicide. They're just building on Banny. So even if the 4-man suicide doesn't work, it's fine. Mixup are going to capture the point and watch the spawn timers on your right side of your screen. Everyone's just going to be alive right there. That spawn advantage is so strong. All of the players are up now, even with the suicide. That's how a 4-man suicide is designed there. So that once that capture goes down, it doesn't even matter. Now they have 6-on-6 even Ubers, and it's IT's turn to push. They're on to Seagull in the lobby. Great play by Seagull there, forcing Indust. That's going to give Harblue a better Uber by about 30%. That's going to force Indust to back out. Really, really nicely done by Seagull. A little bit unfortunate there by Lansky. He let Seagull through there on that left side. And that's gonna that forces Indust. So really, really nicely done by IT. Now they're gonna buy a lot of time for themselves. They needed that kind of defense there to get back into this game, but they're already down a minute. Indust can play this off Uber. So now that Indust knows that neither team has an Uber, I'm gonna pause here so I can talk about this. Now that Indust knows that neither team has an Uber, he can just push forward. He doesn't care about anything else at all. They just want to turn frags if they can. As I say that now, you can see Harblu goes down to a pill by Zalox. So without the heals, you know, if you're classic Mixup, if you lose your medic, you have to kill Indust right now. You have no choice but to get like 5 frags or kill Indust. Both of them are equal. Right? You can see that getting 4 frags doesn't really do much for you because they're just going to respawn up anyways. And you need to kill Indust here because now Indust has a huge Uber advantage. So if you're Indust, what are you thinking? You're thinking, my only job right now is to stay alive. That's all I have to do. Just play back, stay alive. I don't care if my teammates die at this point because the fast respawns. Just stay alive, fight the DM, play the heals. You can see how many hurt players there are for Classic Mixup now. They're all in the red except for Seagull, who's a respawn. So they just need to stay alive, play together, play the heals, turn the frags, and they can get this point back easily. So, looks pretty good for them. You see him just playing it safe. You see there's players for IT on the point. He's just worried about staying alive right now. Nice job by Indust playing near the health pack. Yeah, David. Scout behind. Again, Indust. He sees these sacrificed players coming in. Classic Mixup lost their medic. They're gonna suicide players in, so Indust just plays near the health pack and stays alive. If he drops down from the high ground, he's opening himself up to threats, and he's also not playing near a health pack, so it's very dangerous for him. But he's only dropping down now that Classic Mixup has lost so many players. He's so close to Uber now, they can get aggressive with this. Lansky goes down, doesn't even matter. Pops the Uber on the point. Good frags coming in now for IT. Whoa, actually Mixup are doing a good job of getting frags as well. Yeah, this is dicey. Because Mixup turns so many frags there, if IT cap the point back, Mixup are going to have fast respawns. They're going to come back right back in. Good frag by Shrugger. Indust focus on staying alive here. 40% disadvantage. They're expecting the push from Mixup any time now, but with Platinum going down, it's going to delay the push just a little bit longer. And they're just waiting for this push to come in. Again, force the Uber and then back off, keeping Indust alive. They have such a large lead. 30 seconds. They can afford for this to happen. Seagull goes down. Harblu pops his Uber. That's exactly what they wanted to happen. Now Indust needs to back off. He made a mistake earlier in this match. I pointed out to you guys where he got forced in lobby trying to overstay his welcome. He backs off perfectly right there. No threats to him at all. Now he's getting this Uber. The fast respawners are going to come in for IT. So you can see Indust returning to spawn, and he's going to crit heal his soldiers, his teammates here. If it's really key that his soldiers do not rocket jump while they're in spawn, because the crit heals are very important. If you have crit heals, when you spawn, you have 3 times the heal rate, the normal heal rate. The normal heal rate is 24. The crit heal rate is 72. You heal people 3 times as fast if they don't take any damage. So basically, Indust returns to spawn, crit heals his teammates, and that's gonna knock time off of the well, how do I explain this? Basically, in King of the Hill, every second matters. So if it takes you longer to buff your teammates up to full for that push, it's gonna cost you. So Indust backs up the spawn for 2 reasons. It keeps him safe because he doesn't have the numbers to play there, and also can buff up his teammates so that they can quickly take all this health in. You can see on the right side of your screen, they have a health advantage over all the Mixup players because of that crit heal. They're just gonna come back in with it, buff everyone up, run it in there, and try and take this Uber into them. And again, when you have Uber advantage, you want to flash all of your teammates in there. You want to get scouts and soldiers in there into that fight. Oh, nice little trap by Platinum to take down Zalox. Lansky overextends and goes down as well. This is looking bad for IT. And now Indust needs to get a really good Uber here and take down Harblu with it. You can see he Ubers a scout. Scout chasing in. Platinum doing a great job of juggling up Banny. And this is going to be a very, very bad Uber for IT. Enigma gets caught out. Seagull gets caught out. And that's a 2-man advantage. So the 2-man advantage for IT to push 6-on-4 Ubers don't even matter. Anytime you have a 2-man advantage, Ubers do not matter. You can just push right in and you can kite their Uber. You can see that Uber comes in from Classic Mixup. Indust doing a great job of kiting away. This is the perfect example. This is the perfect example of why 2-man advantages trump the Ubers. because they're able to turn frags evenly. They turn the frag onto Platinum, they turn the frag onto TLR. Zalox is the only one. And the Uber saw to top it off. Ooh, Enigma, a little bomb there, but it's like playing ulti duo. If you kill the medic instead of going for the frags at this point, it's not going to help you. You go for the medic when he has Uber, don't go for the medic when he doesn't have Uber. Because the medic, really all he's good for is the Uber. I mean, I'm a little bit facetious when I say that, but if the medic doesn't have Uber, you want to be worried about the fragging classes, the classes that can actually kill you. If the medic does have Uber, he can make any class invincible, so that's when the medic really matters. Unless you're getting a free medic kill somewhere, you don't really want to go for the medic. You see how they're all fighting fragging classes versus fragging classes. If the medic has good position, he can just stay out of the fight. And really well done by them. Okay, so the final score for map number 1 is IT 4, Classic Mixup 1. Taking a look at the scoreboard here. Pretty even spread for either team, but what it really came down to was the really great survival plays by Indust. Staying alive, again, the pushes in were very on point. He didn't have to use his Ubers too many times out of position. There was a couple times when it was bad, but for the most part they were pretty good on the Ubers. I think Harblu misplayed medic a little bit, especially on the 4-man suicides that Classic Mixup were pulling off. They did suicides and Harblu would go down, and you can't afford to lose your medic. IT were doing a great job on the defenses as well. Indus just completely out of the fight. So safe on that top left and playing really well the health pack there despite Seagull's bombs. Mid fights were on point for IT as well, and you know, a lot of frags coming in and Indus playing out, staying alive, and that's what it really comes down to on King of the Hill, is keeping your medic alive as long as you can. And you guys learned something there. So next video is going to be map number 2, which is CP Granary, and we're going to be taking a look at Harblu's POV. See you on the next video. Hey, it's me again. Did you miss me? Hey, I want to make sure that I remind you guys to like the video first of all, but second of all, put a comment in the comment box below. I'm dying for feedback from you guys. I want to know, do you like the videos? Do you not like the videos? Do you like what I'm talking about? Is it too advanced? Is it too basic? Too boring? What classes do you like watching? What classes do you not like watching? Do you want to watch 6s? Do you want to watch Highlander? Do you want to see my face on the screen? These are just questions I just can't answer by watching my own videos, and I need your feedback. So be sure to let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.